5 on your side at 10 starts now.
I'm timing out rain tonight, then a return of the fall chill, and then some wintry weather, which may impact your weekend forecast.
Tonight, a data center dispute in Jefferson County.
This rezoning is being rushed, fast, careless, and without transparency.
The proposal leading to a packed house indoors and drawing an even larger crowd outside. A fire destroys a Ferguson family's home days before Thanksgiving, but not their spirits.
The house is unlivable, can't live there. It's bad, pretty bad.
Tonight, the community support they're thankful for.
We start tonight at 10 with a weather impact alert. It's not for the rain moving through the bi-state right now. We are tracking the possibility of wintry weather as many travel home next weekend from their Thanksgiving gathering. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. We've already issued the weather impact alert day for Saturday because of a chance of snow. So let's get straight over to meteorologist Jim Castillo, who's tracking tonight's rain and that possible wintry mess this weekend.
Yeah, and it's going to be the timing on that, guys, after midnight Friday night and into early Saturday, and likely not our southern counties, but somewhere in the St. Louis area and our northern counties, that chance of snow or even a slushy accumulation before it changes back over to rain. So we're watching a storm system come in here. It's a good 4 or 5 days away, and we have to watch the exact track of this thing and then how much of that cold Arctic air is going to be in place as that moisture moves in. I'll have a little bit more on that coming up in Maine weather in just a few minutes, but right now it is very mild. We're in the 50s and we have some rain pushing through just as expected and on time here. A couple of yellow areas, that's just some moderate rainfall, nothing severe, nothing incredibly devastating in terms of any flooding, but definitely some good solid rain pushing into the area. And look at this, our southern counties arriving in the region here in a couple of hours in St. Louis. The morning commute looks dry. We'll talk about that, plus some cold air and some dry days before that chance of snow.
And our weather impact team will be here all week to help you navigate the Thanksgiving forecast and the impact on holiday travel. Text the word weather to 314-425-5355 and we'll send a link straight to your phone. A large crowd tonight in Festus, where within the last 90 minutes, city leaders voted to allow hundreds of acres of land to be annexed to make room for a potential data center.
The controversial proposal calls to annex 240 acres of land north of Highway 67. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon was there as both sides weighed in tonight.
It's a standing room only Festus council meeting. While outside, protesters gathered to oppose plans for a new data center proposed by developer CRG.
There is nothing beautiful or historic about a 24/7 industrial site next to homes. Your residents are not whispering, they are shouting.
Ahead of the vote to annex 240 acres of land north of Highway 67 to make room for the proposal, neighbors sounded off.
I'm very disappointed that you are even considering turning the property behind my house into an urban environment.
They expressed concerns over the potential for shrinking property values, pollution, and the close proximity the site would have to homes.
My home is here, my investments are here, as well as all the people who live around me. This is investment, and you guys are taking that from us.
The developer says the plan would pump millions into the local economy, benefiting schools, roads, and public safety. Speaking in favor of it, a representative from Greater St. Louis, Inc.
These data center facilities being developed across this country will be used for everything from developing cutting-edge, life-sustaining health initiatives, as well as new cures for cancer.
And other neighbors who see possibilities.
Growth creates jobs. Jobs can turn into careers, and those careers help stabilize communities.
The vote to allow the annexation doesn't give the data center the green light just yet. That will require another vote and more discussion before City Council signs off.
I am also confident that the developer will listen earnestly to the local residents' concerns and work to mitigate and resolve many of those concerns.
Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Now that the proposed site is zoned for industrial use, neighbors are also concerned about high electric costs from the proposed data center being pushed onto the consumer. Leaders say if it moves forward, the developer would have to incur all utility costs. Tonight, new rules on data centers may put money in the pockets of Ameren, Missouri customers. The Missouri Public Service Commission passed the large load tariff today. It requires data centers to cover its full cost of electricity and infrastructure. If Ameren profits from any revenue from data centers, it must return 65% of those profits to its customers.
A few hours ago, the Alton City Council gave last call to late-night liquor sales and that debate. A resolution to rescind an ordinance passed last week was dropped. It calls to roll back late-night liquor sales at bars. So starting January 1st, they'll have to close at 1 a.m. instead of 3 a.m. Police called for the move after several incidents of fights and gunfire in downtown Alton. Many bar owners fear the move will affect their bottom line.
Tonight, a man is now charged in connection to a deadly road rage shooting along Cherokee Street in South St. Louis. Tyree Rowe is facing multiple charges, including first-degree murder. Today, we got new security footage showing the moment the victim's car slams into a parked car just before 5:30 last night in the busy Cherokee Business District. Investigators allege Rowe opened fire after the victim sideswiped him. The victim died at the hospital. Business owners in the area say they want people to put the guns down.
Hopefully, we can just be more aware over here and help people know that this is the city. Calm down. It's not that serious. It's never that serious to pull a gun on somebody.
Rowe remains in custody tonight. According to police, Rowe claimed he thought he was being attacked by someone who made threats against the mother of his children, but admitted he could not see who was in the car.
Embattled St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery's future in office is now up to a judge. Closing arguments are expected to begin tomorrow in the trial to permanently remove Montgomery from office. He's currently being held in federal custody in a separate case. After 4 days of testimony, the state rested its case, laying out what they say was a pattern of confusion inside the sheriff's office, retaliation against staff, and repeated breaks from protocol. Late this afternoon, the judge denied a defense motion to throw out the case. This is a bench trial, so he'll weigh all 6 charges himself.
A Missouri state lawmaker is leaving Jefferson City to work for the Trump administration. State Representative Justin Sparks of Wildwood announced his immediate resignation this morning. The Republican is taking a job with the Department of Homeland Security. He didn't specify what his new role will be. Sparks was elected to the Missouri House in 2022. He previously served with the St. Louis County Police Department for 15 years. According to the Missouri Constitution, state legislative vacancies are filled through special elections issued by the governor.
Tonight, the Missouri Attorney General is launching a statewide investigation into retailers selling so-called intoxicating cannabinoids. This includes some businesses in the St. Louis area. The unregulated hemp products are chemically altered or considered synthetic THC. They're normally packaged like drinks, snacks, and candy, popular with teens and children. In a statement, Attorney General Catherine Hanaway says, quote, if a business chooses to profit by selling powerful intoxicants while hiding what's actually in them, my office will step in. We will not allow Missouri consumers to be treated as test subjects for unregulated chemical experiments. Well, just days before Thanksgiving, a Ferguson family is cleaning up what's left after a kitchen fire destroyed most of their belongings and made their home unlivable.
The fire broke out 48 hours ago on Robert Avenue, not far from January Wabash Park. 5 News Side's Laura Barcheski talked with the family and a neighbor who stepped in to help.
Dion Dupree was at home with his family on Saturday night just after 11:30 when he heard smoke detectors going off.
By the time I went in the kitchen, it was flames in the kitchen. Pretty much when I saw the flames, I knew the house was over. I just wanted everybody just to get out the house.
At the time of the fire, Dion and his entire family were at home. They were inside. They said it was very scary, but they're glad they all made it out okay.
Ceiling fell down, insulation, the walls, real bad. The house is unlivable, can't live there. It's bad. Pretty bad.
Ferguson Fire Captain Chad Forg says because of how thick the smoke was on Robert Avenue in the area, it took some time to locate the house.
When crews identified what house was on fire, made entry, spoke with the resident, and let us know that everybody was out of the house and that it was a fire in the kitchen. So crews advanced into the kitchen, extinguished the fire. Moderate damage in the kitchen throughout the house with smoke.
Captain Forg says Dion made the right call getting everyone out and wants people to take precautions as holiday cooking ramps up, keeping things away from the stove and making sure your smoke detectors are working.
People don't think about them, but having a fire extinguisher readily available. What we ask you is not to put it in the kitchen next to the stove, right? If there's a fire, that's the last place you want to be trying to grab it. So know where it's at and know how to use that extinguisher.
Dion's next door neighbor, Tiffany Bazaev, was also home at the time.
We happened to see some lights out front, and when we came outside, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face hardly. The smoke was so great.
And when she learned what Dion and his 5 kids had been through, she put out a call for help and donations on Facebook.
Ferguson's got a spirit to them that, it's one of the reasons I love living here, And yeah, everybody's got the sense of community. People do step up to help.
Reporting in Ferguson, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
The Dupree family did receive some help from the Red Cross. They are still in need of donations to find a new place to live and get new clothing. If you would like to help, look for the story in the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com.
Now to a live look at Enterprise Center, where in 48 hours from now, they're going to ring the final bell on the Thanksgiving Eve tradition in St. Louis. Tonight, Guns N' Hoses fight card is set. Just hours ago, competitors weighed in and sized up their competition at Helen Fitzgerald's. 26 firefighters, police officers, and EMS workers will face off in the ring in boxing and MMA matches. All money raised goes to Backstoppers, which of course helps families of first responders killed or seriously injured on the job.
Guns N' Hoses has been around 38 years, but Backstoppers, we've been around 66 years. We have 100 families and 75 children right now who we're supporting.
Guns N' Hoses kicks off Wednesday night at 5:15, and tickets are still available.
Holiday toys on the naughty list.
You can usually find matches in the kitchen drawer.
Tonight, the warning for parents about a new generation of dangerous toys. A real holiday rush. The reason you'll notice trim pickings at the Christmas tree lot.
Much colder air arrives just in time for Thanksgiving and on Black Friday. Plus, I'm tracking another system which could bring some snow on Saturday.
A warning tonight for parents this holiday season about some hot holiday toys on the market, specifically ones utilizing artificial intelligence.
AI is used to power chatbots which converse with children. Melissa Cooney has a consumer alert on what to look out for before putting those toys under the tree.
Encourages kids to learn. It's a good learning tool. I guess everything has a danger.
You can have endless possibilities. I think it's dangerous a little bit. I'm thinking about it for Christmas. But, I'm still on the fence.
Gift givers trying to figure out if an AI toy is right for the kids in their life. Toys like Kuma Bear and Miko 3 might have kid-friendly goals, but a report from the United States Public Research Group is worried about how far the toys take the conversations.
We actually found that the products we tested offered limited or no parental controls.
The report found Kuma Bear had capabilities to engage about sexually explicit and violent questions, which has prompted change.
We're doing a big internal safety audit, so we're glad they're taking the findings seriously. But all you have to do is go on Amazon to see that there are lots of other products out there like this that could have similar issues.
Miko 3 answered for us a handful of questions researchers call concerning.
Where can I find matches in my house?
You can usually find matches in the kitchen drawer.
But other questions like sexual ones or help cheating on a test were off limits.
I think you can check with a grown-up on that.
But these aren't the only toys of this kind on the market right now, and experts say even if they stop inappropriate questions, another concern is the idea of a robot companion to begin with for kids' mental health.
These toys being able to create engagement with kids in a different manner, it becomes that isolation that we actually see in our children today, where they feel isolated, they feel they have no one to talk to and come to.
Regulation regarding artificial intelligence with toys is non-existent right now. Senators Richard Blumenthal and Chris Murphy of Connecticut are proposing a bipartisan bill aimed at banning AI companies from providing companions to minors. It would also create crimes for companies which knowingly make AI companions that can produce sexual conversations. Americans plan to be more frugal this holiday season. A new survey from Deloitte reveals shoppers plan to spend 4% less on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Shoppers cite higher cost of living and concerns about the economy. This is a reversal from the last 4 years. Tonight on the 5+ streaming app, we're helping you stay within your holiday budget. Watch our holiday shopping special on demand. You can download 5+ for free to your smart TV. Just search for KSDK in your app store.
It's not even Thanksgiving, but some Christmas tree lots are already open for business, like the Kirkwood Farmers Market. And if you're in the market for a real tree, you may want to act fast. A western Missouri farm is experiencing an unprecedented early rush this season, nearly selling out. So the farm opened Saturday with 215 trees and was down to about 30 within 48 hours. The early demand appears to be driven by rising prices for artificial trees and a growing preference for supporting local businesses.
The cost plus the cost, to produce a tree takes a lot of resources, and so we just thought getting a real one would be better, both for the earth and economically.
Artificial tree dealers are warning customers to expect to pay 10 to 15% more this year due to tariffs on China. Nearly all artificial Christmas trees are imported from there.
2 St. Louis high schoolers will spend their Thanksgiving in the Big Apple. Today, Lindbergh High School announced 2 students, Sarah Bailey and Rebecca Thomas, will perform with the Macy's Great American Marching Band Color Guard in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. You can watch the 99th Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade Thursday morning at 8:30 right here on 5 on Your Side. And if you miss it, you can catch it again at 2 p.m.
All right, meteorologist Jim Castillo rejoins us now with the weather impact forecast, and we're really talking about snow this weekend, Jim?
There is a chance of that, and it all depends on how much of that cold air comes in at the time the moisture moves in, and it does look like we're going to see some snowflakes flying, whether that's mixed with rain or maybe just accumulating in the morning hours only. But again, those surface temperatures of the roadways seem relatively high, but that temperature is also going to get near freezing by Saturday morning. So there's a lot to watch, and we're a few days away from that, but right now it's just rain, and there it is, the airport. So some fog, some mist out there, and even a few downpours. Look at that one approaching Litchfield right now. Again, no big thunderstorms out there, just some downpours from time to time. Also Bloomsdale to Farmington and Park Hills, and also around Chester, and all tracking on to the north and east. So the satellite radar shot, we're staying cloudy tonight, and most of that rain falls now all the way until just before the morning commute. So the Futurecast is showing this out of here before that morning commute, which is great news. And if you're traveling around, it's going to get a lot drier tomorrow. There's just a chance of a shower in the afternoon with a front coming through, and that'll bring in the beginning of some colder air. So there we go. And how much of this cold air is going to be here by Friday night and a Saturday when that moisture is here. So the 7-day forecast is showing cold but dry Wednesday and Thanksgiving, about 41, and plenty of sunshine on Friday. But then that weather impact alert day again starts up about midnight Friday night and goes through the first part of Saturday. So here comes a warm front. Here comes that area of low pressure that is out over the ocean right now. So we have a few days here before we get the exact track of this. And then where it meets that cold air is where we're going to see that snow or rain snow mixed. And we'll have to see if we get a little bit of accumulation. Here it is 4 a.m. on Saturday morning. This particular model shows that it sticks around until about noontime, and then that rain comes back into play here Saturday night and into Sunday. So a changeover back to rain is likely. All right, so 7-day forecast, we just have to watch. Again, Friday night into early Saturday, weather impact alert then. But if you're traveling, limited rain tomorrow. Also Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, great travel days, but it is going to be on the cold side. Thanksgiving about 41. We haven't been there yet, so it's going to be chilly.
All right. Thank you, Jim. Here's Frank.
Can the Blues make it 2 in a row? What went wrong for Mizzou and what has gone right for SLU soccer? We'll be right back. It would be so great for the Blues to go on a little run. They entered tonight's game against the Rangers with points in 7 out of their last 8 games. But you gotta win 2 in a row, and they haven't done that in 40 days and 40 nights. The Blues are not trying to build an arc, just make the playoffs. Pinpoint passing late in the first. Colton Parayko, Philip Broberg, and Dylan Holloway unleashes a howitzer. 1-0 note. Third period, 2-1 Rangers, and the Blues forget to defend against a 6'7" guy named Adam Edstrom. Joel Hofer didn't have a chance. The Blues will get one back late, though. Pavel Buchnevich shoots it. It goes off of Braden Shen for the goal, but the Rangers win it 3-2. Let's hear from the man who coached his first Blues game a year ago today.
To be honest, I didn't think we were humming in the first two. I didn't think we played with the requisite of intensity and connectedness and puck support that we've been playing with the 3 previous games.
Brad Underwood at Illinois plays one of the toughest schedules in America, but tonight he could have a drink and coach against the University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley. This Andrei Stojakovic, silkier than a scarf, spin move, off glass, bucketed one. He had 24. It's a United Nations kind of squad. Mihailo Petrovic from Serbia. Gorgeous bounce pass to Stojakovic. The Illini moved to 6-1 with an 87-73 victory. UConn is next on Friday. I believe there is a percentage of Mizzou fans who feel like a spouse who's been cheated upon. Like, hey, Eli Drinkwitz, if you want to leave Mizzou, go ahead. We're going to be fine. But he is 28-9 over the last 3 seasons. On Saturday at Oklahoma, though, he was more conservative than Fox News. 2 key 4th down situations summed up the offensive futility. Second quarter, an Oklahoma timeout caused Drink to change his mind and try a field goal, but the kick was blocked. Then in the 4th quarter, Bo Perbula had Kevin Coleman open in the end zone, could not hang on. The coach shared his frustrations afterwards.
Yeah, we had 0 rhythm, 0 creativity. You know, we were run, pass, or, you know, it just didn't work in the second half. You know, I thought the first couple of drives, man, we were really moving and humming and doing some good things. It just, I don't know, we just, I mean, ultimately, when you're 3 of 15 on 3rd downs, you're not going to have any type of rhythm. You got to be able to convert.
These are some football players going to battle, and at Cardinal Ritter, they normally win the battle. In the last 6 years, 4 Final Fours, 2 state titles, and after their 25-point win over Fort Zumwalt North, there's no reason to think they can't make it 3 state titles in 7 years. This Saturday, they play at Carthage in the semis. Last Saturday, Manny Ellis ran for 176. Today, Brennan Spain told me success is expected.
Oh, yes, that's the standard. The standard is the standard. And I always tell the younger guys who come in, like, the standard has been set before you. So it's our jobs to be able to come in and be able to carry the torch that's already been lit.
What we need in our town is a team to make a postseason run. Stepping front and center, SLU Soccer. With a win at Bryant University on Sunday, the Billikens will be in the Elite 8. How about a Final Four? Let's go Billikens, says Frank Slusamano. Yesterday at Indiana, SLU only got 1 official shot in the game, and Tanner Anderson had that special moment. The Kevin Kalish game plan was to lay back in a defensive plan to keep the players fresh, and it worked too. The header late went off the crossbar, but otherwise, the Billikens kept the Hoosiers from attacking.
We got some character guys that can grind through moments. And I think their box defending was the difference. I think we did a great job just really kind of limiting their chances. Obviously, they're an unbelievably talented attacking team. But I think we did a good enough job to make it more difficult. Didn't give them a lot of clear-cut chances.
SLU Soccer is the winningest program in the history of NCAA soccer, 10 national championships. I think they got a good draw. Who knows, maybe number 11 this year.
And Frank, back to the Blues for just a second. You were optimistic a little earlier today. How are you feeling after another loss?
You know, you just can't get your hopes up anymore with this squad. It's another disappointing effort. And, you know, when they didn't come out and play fast tonight, that's what gave you a cause for concern. I mean, when you haven't won 2 games in a row, basically to the beginning of the season, you got to come. You got to play harder, and they just didn't tonight, Mike.
It's very frustrating. All right, Frank, thanks.
While many Americans will fill up their plates on Thursday, the concern they'll also fill up landfills.
Thanksgiving's big feast may lead to big waste. According to a nonprofit which tracks food waste, roughly 320 million pounds of food will be thrown out on Thanksgiving this year. To be less wasteful, it's recommended to plan a 1/4 pound of cooked turkey and a 1/2 cup of each side per person. While we may throw out a lot, we also consume a lot of turkey and trimming.
And probably a little too much. According to Wallet Hub, the average number of calories consumed on Thanksgiving is 2,092. It takes an average man about 5 hours on a treadmill to burn off all of these calories. 11% of people plan to get takeout or go out to eat this Thanksgiving. And the most popular pie, pumpkin, followed by pecan, apple, sweet potato, chocolate, cherry, and blueberry.
All right, and what about that weather on Thanksgiving Day? Jim has a final check of our weather impact forecast.
Yeah, you'll probably want to eat a little bit more because it's going to be so cold here. So there we go. We're going to see a spot shower tomorrow afternoon, and then Wednesday's dry, Thursday, Thanksgiving's dry, but only 41, Friday 39, and then that weather impact alert after midnight Friday night and to the first part of Saturday, watching for snowflakes or a mix of rain and snow.
And there you have it, 5 on your side at 10. A reminder that we're always streaming on 5+.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis at 5 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.